All right, well, thank you for the welcoming introduction, Danielle, and thank you to Rick, Colleen, everybody at Home Life for putting on the event. And I want to start by saying that I acknowledge all of you real estate agents and all your support staff. It is not an easy role to get up every day and go fight for what's yours. And every single day, your competition's waking up and trying to get at you. So I acknowledge each and every one of you for what it takes to get up and do what you do, day in and day out, and transforming so many lives of all your clients and in your communities, because I know a lot of you are involved in your communities. So you're probably wondering, all right, well, who's this Kyle guy that you can't even say his last name? Well, let me tell you a little bit about that. But first, what if I told you that 90% of real estate agents and businesses fail because they forget one simple thing? You might be wondering, well, what's that thing? Well, it's your database. And before we get into that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've done myself and how I've made money with my database. My first company I started is Eleftheria. It means life, liberty, and freedom, giving business owners freedom in their business. I got this company to over $300,000 in revenue per year without social media, without lead generation, and without a company email address. I did it through my database with 5 clients. I spent 2 years knocking doors, selling home alarms. Hi, how are you? Do you have a dog or family? Can I sell you a home alarm? Generating $300,000 in a summer. I got to learn how to close a deal on your feet, and it's a lot easier with your database. And I've generated millions of dollars through email marketing, database marketing, consulting for my clients across various industries, e-com, real estate, mortgage, SaaS, so many different businesses. And more recently, I own and operate Shepherd Marketing along with my partner Mehar and our 15 staff. And in 10 months, we've grown it to $600,000 in annual recurring revenue through our database. So do you think database marketing works? Hands up if you do. All right, everyone who doesn't have their hands up, we're going to show you how to put your database together too. And so I've worked with over 200 small business owners, helping them create profitable, predictable strategies that scale their business and their operations through database marketing and digital marketing. So I'm going to tell you a little story about Emily. Emily is a new real estate agent in Canada, and she spent thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising, fancy websites, leads, and so many different things, trying to attract new clients. But she overlooked one really big thing. Do you know what that was? The gold mine that she had been sitting on, her database. All the people that she knows, likes, and trusts, the people that know, like, and trust her. And I don't care how old you are, where you're from, where you've grown up, every single person has a database. When she realized her mistake, she thought, well, I better do something about this. So she went over and she talked to somebody that a little bit older than her and knew what they were doing, and she put her database together. She went through her phone contacts. She went through her Gmail and the other contacts, her social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and she put all of her contacts into a really sophisticated, fancy technology called Google Excel, which is my favorite. And she categorized these clients by preferences and relationship level, advocates, clients, customers, prospects, suspects, to every single person she suspected she could do business with. And then she started regular personalized communication. You know my favorite, pick up the phone, call. It's amazing how powerful the phone is, right, Ozzy? Hi, how are you? Real conversation. You'd be surprised how many people pick up. So what was her result after putting her database together, calling out 2 hours a day and prospecting them with personalized communication? Well, her business transformed. She stopped chasing cold leads, competing with everybody else, and started closing repeat business and building relationships and referrals effortlessly. Why did this work? Your database is not just a list that you send 1,000 emails to and market updates. It's the foundation of any sustained business and success in real estate and any business model. So if you nurture it, it will reward you over and over and over and over again. Who here has heard the saying, your network is your net worth? Anybody? Do you believe it? Right? Relationships are worth more than gold. As a real estate agent, what asset do you actually own in your business? Your database. Not the name of your business, the database. Your database is worth so much more than you even can imagine. And nobody is measuring what it's worth. What is your database worth today? If online leads cost $20 a lead for a random stranger and you got 1,000 people that know, like, and trust you, what do you think it's worth? And has anybody here taken a moment to sit down and think, boy, what is my database worth? I believe it should be on your balance sheet. And you might think, well, if it's worth $100,000 a day, what's it going to be worth at the end of my career? Real estate, it's interesting. You know, you sell something, you help somebody transact, you get paid a commission, right? That's technically how you get paid. So how do you get paid when you retire? If you own this asset, that is your database, that only gets, it's like wine, it gets fine over time. And data is like bread, it goes stale. If you don't churn the data, it's gonna go moldy and you don't want to eat it. The question I want you to think about is, how can you curate and ethically monetize your data during your real estate career, But not only that, into retirement. Because I tell you what, those people still know, like, and trust you, and you can find ways to transfer that trust. And so let's talk a little bit about that today. Here's a fancy little graph that shows the different places you can get business from. New business, old, cross, up, present customers. New business requires the most amount of energy and risk and has the lowest ROI. The people you already know, the people they know, and the people they know that they know are the highest return on investment for your time. So focus on the people you know. When we look at this is the loyalty ladder. This is where we reach the market at a prospect. This is where we make a sale, develop the relationship, and your advocates and partner are going to give you the highest return on investment. And advocates are defined as people that know, like, and trust you and send you business, and they advocate for you. Now, how many people do you know that send you business? Does anybody have any advocates in their lives? If you don't have your hand up, I want you to pay really close attention today. The people that already know and trust you are the highest return on investment for your time. Is there anybody that has sent you business and you haven't contacted in the last 90 days? Do yourself a favor, please call them today and say, hi, how are you? Is there anything I can do for you today? And serve them. So let's talk about the 3-step system to monetizing your database ethically. Always ethically. Always ethically. And in case anyone was wondering, always ethically. When we talk about relationships and numbers and stuff like that, I think people can get a lot of different ideas, but it's important to remember that these are your friends, family, and the lives that you're responsible for and transforming. If you're a new agent, someone who hasn't put their database together yet, or a seasoned agent who hasn't curated recently, this is what I want you to do. I want you to gather your contacts from every single place that you can find. This is your email. In Gmail, there's this really cool feature called Other Contacts. You can export every single person you've ever emailed. Those people have opted into your email communications. Your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your social media, your old phone book, every single place. And I want you to take them and dump them into a Google Excel. From there, I want you to go through every single person line by line and think about, what do you know about these people and how can you help them? The more you know, the better the conversation and the more personal it is. And I don't mean to go and send them an email, call them. So tag and label people properly. Are they a prospect? Are they a customer? Did you buy and sell with them? Are they a client? Have they done more than one transaction with you? Are they an advocate? Are they a partner? Again, your advocates, clients turn into advocates, customers turn into clients, and prospects turn into clients and customers. So we gotta take them and take good care of them. So I want you to spend 30 minutes putting that list together, and it could take you months to go through every single person and tag them. But once you have it tagged and it's together, you need to keep monitoring it and keep updating it and keep optimizing it, because that thing is your golden goose. How many of you would love to have a golden goose that lays 6 deals a year for you? I sure would. Next, segment your database. You got everybody in there, let's segment them. We want to break it down by what do we know? Identify each type of contact and just put them together. And then once you've done that, you should probably engage your database. Now, how many of you guys here engage your database by phoning them every 90 days? Your top advocates, your top clients? Show of hands. How many of you pull deals out of that activity? Here's some other ways to stay top of mind. And as I said, your database dies without engagement. It's like bread, it'll get stale. At a minimum, I recommend that you have a monthly newsletter to stay top of mind. And don't send the boring market update crap that everyone else sends. Be different. Be personal. And share about your personal life, your family life. They want to be connected to you. You're a real human too, right? And then call your advocates. Every month you should be calling your top referral partners and thanking them profusely and asking what you can do for them and providing value to them over and over and over. This is how we've grown our business so quickly. We do not run ads for ourselves. All of our business comes from referrals, word of mouth, and our database. And sometimes we get 10 referrals in a week, and I don't know what to do with all of them, but we're very blessed. So call and check in on past clients. Ask how they're doing and ask for referrals. It doesn't matter how long it's been, they'll be happy to hear from you. And if the deal went bad, call them and clean it up. You also need to have follow-up sequences and systems in your CRM and your database. So when a new prospect comes into your database, what are the follow-up sequences and the sales processes to call them to turn them from a prospect to a customer to a client to an advocate? There is nothing so useless doing efficient which shouldn't be done at all, and you should not be generating leads if you don't have good follow-up systems. Now, inviting clients to prospects. This is a pretty no-brainer. I know everyone does that in real estate, but having events and having a place for everyone to come to and congregate and get to know you is a good idea. If I could ask you to do anything today, it's identify the 5 advocates in your database and call them. I guarantee you will get some sort of traction in your business if you do that. And if you do that weekly and monthly, you're gonna do great. Your next deal is already in your phone. You just have to call and follow up and follow up and follow up. Now someone might ask, Kyle, when do you stop following up? Well, they've opted in. They wanna talk to you. You stop following up when you get F off or I'm not buying anymore. And it's a service for you to keep following up with them. I had a client a couple weeks ago. He came into some challenges and I said, have you called all your old leads? He said, no, I haven't. I said, please do that. He reached into his garbage, pulled out a piece of paper from an old lead 6 months ago. He said he didn't want to call him, but then he heard my voice in his head said, if you don't call this lead, I'm coming after you. So he called, hey, how's it going? How's that driveway job? Hey, you know what? We actually haven't done it. We were thinking about getting you to do it. Oh, no way, hey? Yeah, we'd be happy to do that for you. You know how much that job was worth? $60,000. That was a lead that was sitting in the garbage. So follow up. And even if you think there's no reason to follow up, we're all so afraid to get into communication. Like, just call, ask a couple good questions. Have a great day. Bye for now. So if you do just one thing today, call 5 of your referral partners and your advocates and ask them for help. With Shepherd Marketing, we have a very simple database marketing service where we do what's called data ready. We get all your data ready. We put it into your CRM once we do it in my fancy Google Excel sheet, and we engage your database. And we engage them so that we can see the response and see who's engaging with your communications so you can call them. So would it be nice to know who in your database is engaging with all your communication and marketing and maybe call them, hey, I've been thinking about you. Hey, I've been seeing you too on social media. How are you? It's kind of crazy how that works. Because we're all salespeople in here. I think that this is really applicable. Business is not about selling stuff to people. Business is about relationships, providing value, and transforming lives. You guys are in the business of transforming lives and getting folks the home of their dreams, selling their most valuable asset, taking care of something that they have worked their entire lives for. Start acting like you're transforming lives versus transacting, because I tell you what, when that's the way that you are, when you pick up the phone, I'm calling to transform your life, how are you? Versus, oh, I need a deal, I need a lead, I need a listing. That's so, you smell the commission breath through the phone. So, at the end of the day, Kyle, all these ideas are so great. What do I do next? It would be to execute. Take some freaking action. You've read a good book and it never did anything for you because you didn't do anything after. Anybody? Has that happened? That's happened to me. You can steal an idea, but you can't steal execution. I encourage all of you to get out there and execute. And I'll leave you with one more thing. Everything you want in life is on the other side of you lying to yourself. Lying to yourself about why it can't be done today, the other things that you got to do, they're better than me, he's better looking, they're set up better. Every single thing you want in life is on the other side of you lying to yourself. So today wake up and choose you. Choose your future and commit to execute. To the action takers, thank you.